Let's get busy. Let's get busy. Boom, boom, boom. Dre, what's good, pimp?
Oh man, can't call it, man. You know.
Let me turn this other light on.
All right.
Yo.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you. Long
Oh
time no
man.
see, pimping. We gotta get
Yeah.
together. We gotta get together like this more often.
Right.
Straight up. Straight up. I brought you here this evening to give us an update on this masterpiece that you curated. It's a lot different than the first one, and the
Right.
expectations are sky high right now, man. So at this time, I want to give you the floor and let you give us an update on Pillmatic 2.
Well, I mean, for starters, you know, I know we haven't announced this yet publicly, but this one, the difference between the last one and this one is going to be like a double album. You know what I mean? Side A, it's 12 tracks on side A, 13 tracks on side B.
Right.
But that it's technically 12 tracks on side B, but the outro makes it 13. You know what I mean?
Got it. Besides this joint having basically 24 cuts on it, what about it will prompt you to say that you feel that this one is a lot better? Because the first one was received, and the fans seem to think that it's a classic, not only in the
Yeah.
United States, but in Europe as well. Big
Right.
reputation. So
Right.
tell
Right.
me why you feel like this one is the one.
Well, for starters, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew the shoes we had to fill with this one. So even when I was going into, constructing the records or whatever like that, like I'm looking at it like, yo, this one gotta be better. You know what I mean? And so what I would
Yeah.
say with this one is I feel like it's like we stuck, we stuck with the element of, like how the last one was, I mean, we kept it true to what we fuck with musically. I can cuss on here, right?
Yeah.
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 So, we stuck with what we fuck with musically ourselves, but at the same time, I feel like this record, it shows more range. You know what I mean? Like sonically, even conceptual. Like certain songs on here, man. Like there's one song on here that I would say for sure somebody gonna cry when they listen to.
For real.
Yeah, the
Which one?
Roscoe P. Chain record.
Cold
It's
Chain.
about it's about molestation. It's a deep record.
I didn't expect that. Roscoe, he's a hell of an MC. He actually he once appeared on Def Poetry. That was Russell Simmons after they did the Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Yeah, so he probably got, he's a poet at heart, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just
But
happened
bro,
to.
this record, man, is just it's something special. You know what I
For
mean?
real.
Like the whole album, but right now I'm specifically talking about the Roscoe joint.
Yeah.
Like it's special, bro. Like I feel like this one of them records, like a lot of people gonna be able to gravitate towards it. You know what I mean? Like you got
Right.
people that's probably done went through this specific topic that was like they're afraid to talk about it. You know what I mean? And things like that. And it's like one of them records where like say if we do a video for it, which I'm pretty sure you probably gonna do, you know what I
Right.
mean? We do a video for it at the end of it, we gotta put the which is the sexual abuse hotline number
Oh,
at the
okay.
end of it. It's one of them type of records, you know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm glad that we putting out powerful records like that. On the first album we had that joint. It gets better. That the guy on the hook
Yeah.
named
The
Pav.
Wordsworth joint.
Yeah, he the guy who sung the hook. He actually worked in the mental health field. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he brought that to
Bundy, I
the
believe.
Pat Bundy, right? He brought that
Yeah.
to the record, and I recently had one of my followers reach out. Her name is Alicia. She got her own podcast. She write books too. She reached out to me and told me that song helped her through a dark period,
Right.
straight up.
Right.
So
And see, and that's the thing, is like, when you create those type of songs that tap into, it's like some Tupac type shit, you know what I mean? Songs that like really tap into emotions or whatever. Those, to me, I feel like those is like timeless records, you know what I mean? Like
right,
some songs, it'd be like for a moment or whatever. But then you got certain records, it's just like, yo, these ones gonna live forever because people is gonna continue going through these. Unfortunately, people gonna continue like going through these, these topics or whatever like that,
right.
experiencing these things in real life, so people can relate to it. You know what I mean?
Why did it seem like this project was so difficult to make, man? We went through some shit. The first one, it didn't seem so tedious. We had to really fight through the screens on this one.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
That's a good question, man. I ain't trying to shit on nobody, but to be honest, it was the artist. You know what I mean? I felt like, you know, I feel like that, some of the artists, was tending to drag their feet in ways, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I mean, obviously, as many tracks as we got 24 records. So
yeah,
obviously motherfuckers showed up. But I'm just saying, it's like, some of the artists, in my opinion, I felt like, they was kind of dragging their feet. But I mean, it's hip hop, man, and like I'm used to that. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it be like that sometimes. You know what I mean? And especially like with us, and it's like, all right, put it for an example, right? When you driving, right, and you in a rush to go somewhere, like you gotta be somewhere, and you in a rush. To me, whenever it's like that for me, I automatically feel like everybody in front of me is driving slow.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, with us, it's like we trying to get this album out, and I'm not saying that we rushing it, but
Yeah,
it's just like we really trying to, get it out. And so to me, it may, it comes across as people was taking a little longer than
yeah.
what we was looking for. But like, shout out to all the people though that showed up for us, man, because this joint stacked. I'll say that.
Was it anybody new? Some of these guys was on Pillmatic one, but was it anybody on this part two that you felt that they put on an excellent performance and shit? Like, this is our first time working with Knowledge the Pirate. This is our first time working with, oh man, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. It's a lot of new guys on this joint.
Yeah.
Aquil and YNX.
Oh,
Aquil
I
was the first.
killed.
Aquil from
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
There's
I
others.
just, I just did an album with him. You know what I mean?
What's the name of that album?
It's called Pastel Blues, where it was an idea that I've had for a long time because I'm a big Nina Simone fan.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I always wanted to do an album where I just take a bunch of Nina Simone records and just sample them, and create the album based around that. And so, and then it came together like really well. And I've been getting great feedback about it too.
How much sampling went into this project?
All of it.
For real?
Every Yo, which project we talking about?
I'm talking about no. Um this Pastel Blues joint. How much
Oh yeah,
original?
yeah, 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 yeah. It's sample based because, like I said, it's like I use all Nina Simone samples, so it's sample based. But I play some instruments on there and shit like that too, obviously. But I'm
Yeah,
saying it's like I intentionally um really took it back to sample chopping, because to me that's the root. That's what I really love to do. But like, the more you grow um as an artist, producer, whatever, what I mean, it gets a little like, um you get a little limited what you can do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And so with this album, I just kind of was on some like, fuck the rules, man. I'm about to do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
yeah. Let me ask you something. When someone samples, that's basically using some previous work and like breaking it up, right?
Yeah.
How do you go about doing that? in a capacity that it's legal and you don't run into any problems from anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I might as well get an endorsement for these motherfuckers because every time I do an interview, I always plug them. But TrackLib, right?
Yeah.
Like you can go through TrackLib and and clear samples through them legally. You know what I'm saying? Like as little as $50.
So
but
when you go to this TrackLib, but they have all the samples there. You can choose them from their website.
Yeah. They got thousands of, and then they got like different categories and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of like music that you can access on there. That you can get stems and every. It's a really dope site. It really is. You know what I mean? But yeah. So when you trying to take that method of when you legally clearing samples, like if you don't have like if you're not a part of a label or don't have access to the artist that you're trying to sample or whatever like that, and you want to clear things, I say there's other sites too, but TrackLib is like the one that I really like the most when it comes to shit like that. You know what I mean? But with the Nina Simone joint, that's why I was like, I kind of was like on some fuck the rules, whatever come with it, come with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
It
used
was
to
like
get
that.
I used to get like that when I was making DVDs. Some shit I would just make, man, I'm using this and whatever happens, happens. Cause it's dope.
Yeah. It should
You
to
know?
me, it's like gaining as wild as this might sound, it was like gaining a little bit of my musical freedom back in a way. To like kind of taking it back to, the days in my mom's basement and shit. And I was just used to be down there like, before, I had the light that I have on me now or whatever like that, to where it's like I can't necessarily just sample anything because I mean I've had it happen before. I've sampled records and had to, had them pulled down because they wasn't cleared. But it actually only happened maybe twice, and then I'll go back and just reproduce a different record for it or whatever like that. But like right now, to where a lot of the music that I put out, it's a lot of attention that goes to it, and so I got to kind of be careful with the way that I create. And so like I was saying, the Nina Simone joint, I just didn't give a fuck, man. I'm like I'm just about to go back into doing what I started out doing. You know what I mean?
Right. To date, I be seeing like you uploading every couple weeks. You uploading a project and shit. Today, how many projects do you actually have that you have produced professionally?
Shit, man, a lot. RJ Payne, I do most of his shit. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of albums where it's just me. I think me and him got, I think like 14 joints with
Damn.
just me. And then I got like my own personal projects. As of right now, I got like 9, right? And then that's out, like 9 that's out. And that's not even counting the Pillmatic that's about to drop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which technically is 2 albums because it's a double joint. Let me see what else and then I got albums already produced, like the Inspectah Deck album that I already got. It's just not released yet. You know what I mean? So I got a bunch of albums like this year. People can expect to get an album from me at least every month for the rest of the year. That's
It was like you was reading my mind. I was gonna ask you about the status of the Inspectah Deck project. What was it like working with Inspectah Deck?
yo. I would say, I don't work with like over 200 people, bro, and I would say he's like definitely one of the easiest people I've ever worked with. You know what I mean? And like the ill part about it is like he really believed in me and let me do my thing. He let me, because like my whole thing is this: when I'm involved in a project, I like to actually produce. You know what I mean? And you got people and it's not a knock to anybody, but you got people that's just a beat maker.
Right.
Hand you the beat, and that's that. And they just hope for the best of it. Me,
Yeah.
I see the whole shit through. You know what I mean? From the beginning to the end. You know what I mean? So he really let me do my thing, man. Like with the whole shit. He like in the beginning of it, you really how it started out. He got another project that he was doing that was actually sponsored, by Tracklib, right?
Right.
And I was introduced to Inspectah Deck by Raider Ruckus. That's Method Man's right hand man. And Raider Ruckus, which you probably already know this, but I'll just say it anyways. Raider Ruckus is the one that actually came up with the term cream. Cash rules everything around me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when Meth was in the studio and they was working on the record, Meth was in the studio and he was talking to Raider Ruckus. And they got off the get off the phone, and Raider Ruckus said to him, like, you know how we say peace or whatever before you get off the phone or whatever.
Right.
And he like cream. You know what I mean? And that was just something that he would say all the time.
Oh, that was just like a
Method,
greeting. That was a greeting.
yeah, yeah. And so Method Man took that and because RZA, like the verses was already on that song, but they needed a hook. And RZA seen Method Man as the go-to, the hook master in Wu-Tang. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so he needed a hook, and so Method Man got inspired by that, and that's how he came up with the hook for that record. But anyways, Raider Ruckus, he was the one that introduced me and Inspectah Deck to each other. And so Inspectah Deck was working on a Tracklib sponsored album, and at the time, Raider Ruckus was telling Inspectah Deck like, yo, there's this kid named PA Dre. He fuck with RJ Payne heavy, and like he's like a lot of people like they really, really rocking with him right now. You should go get some beats from him. And so, he plugged us in with each other, and Inspectah Deck asked me to send some beats. Me being like how I am, I'm loaded up when it comes to beats. Thousands of beats in my computer. So,
Right.
I'll rip. I sent the nigga like 75 joints.
God damn.
Yeah. I sent him like 75 joints. But see, it was like some was Tracklib joints, but a lot of them was originals. Right. And so he was blown away by that. For one, he was blown away by the fact that I had so many beats. You know what I mean? And then he felt that they all was dope. And so what happened was he originally picked like three or four joints from me for the album and for the Tracklib sponsored album, which got like RZA on there, DJ Premier, Alchemist, like Knife Wonder, like all the big wig niggas you want to call them.
Heavyweights.
Like right. And so he called me. He was like, yo, I'm listening to the beats that you sent me, and compared to the joints that I got already, like, yo, you got you. It's like it's these are standing out more. And he was like, so how would you feel? He's like, I want to do the 3 joints that's already, for the project. But he like, yo, how would you feel if we just did a whole joint together and we bust everything down the middle? Nigga, what? Do you think I'm gonna say no? Like, you know what I mean? Like Wu-Tang Clan, that's like you, like they're my heroes. They're my hip hop heroes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, that's like a dream come true type shit. You know what I mean?
Hell of a alley-oop.
Yeah. So he like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. He like, I'm gonna record some verses or whatever, and send the shit to you, and do what you do. Put them together.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And then I when I turned in the album to him, he like, yo, man, this is my best work. As far as solo music, like this is my best work right here. So that's like that album it was done maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but it's like the business end behind it is what's been taking so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's ready to go now though. So we getting it this year for sure. I just talked to him last week. So we getting it for sure. And then, like I said, I got like 3 joints on this other album that he coming out with. And then me and him been like working on a little EP too. So we got a lot of shit coming together. We actually did an interview in a magazine, and in the interview he was saying like, yo, I'm gonna be retiring soon, but I would love for PA Dre to produce the rest of the joints that I do.
No doubt. Chemistry. Yeah. That's what's up. Do you believe him as far as retire? I ain't seen a nigga retire from hip hop yet. Does that happen? Chamillionaire retired.
Chamillionaire retired because he was getting more money outside of hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I ain't never seen nobody just retire because it ain't like you need your legs. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to jump high. You know what I
Right,
mean? A physical thing like
right.
all you got to do is be able to work this and this microphone right here.
But see,
But
at the same time too, like with an artist like Inspectah Deck, you know, it's a little different, you know what I mean? Because it's like with a person like him, you know, he gonna go all the way with it. So he gonna, you know, doing concerts, shows and shit, interviews, TV, like he going all the way with it. And you know, niggas been doing this shit forever. So it's just like he on some shit like, you know, I'll do some shit here and there, but like, man, I've been doing this forever. I'm ready to
yeah,
just put out some music that I can just live off of, and then maybe like, you know, maybe start doing some management and shit like
yeah,
that. And he's like telling me more or less, he like, yo, really? No, I'm just keeping 100. He like, yo, I want to get you paid, as we saying to me. He like, you know, before I hang this shit up, I want to be able to say that I helped somebody,
no doubt.
and like, you the
Quality.
perfect person for that.
Yeah, that's what's up. When can this is the big question right here before we go on to this battle thing that's going on right now briefly. When can the fans expect Pillmatic to officially?
I would say, because right now it's being mixed and mastered. So, but I would say, oh yeah, and the artwork and everything's been done. But I would say either by the, I'm aiming for the end of this month.
That's great.
Like
That's
it has
great
to come out
news.
this month.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
So if it's
Highly
not the whole album
anticipated.
this month, you at least gonna get a single. But I'm aiming
Yeah.
to drop the whole shit. And then, like I said, it's a side A and side B. A lot of times when, you know, lately when artists do that, they'll put one out and then wait like another month or whatever, and then come with the other joint. Nah, both of these shits dropping at the same time.
That's what's up. Before I get you up off of here, man, what you think about all of this battling that's going on right now? You could start with the J. Cole debacle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I kind of got mixed feelings about the J. Cole thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because it's like, for one, my nigga, he let other people peer pressure him, and he admitted to it.
yeah.
But then at the same time, it was like, my nigga, you was taking shots. You was
Good
taking
shots.
shots.
Good
Yeah,
shots.
some good shots. But then it was like, all right, now boom, you put the record out, and then now you want to come back and respond and say, you know what, nah, you know, I'm gonna take this off of streaming, and it just wasn't sitting right. And so it's kind of like him and Kendrick, like they got a long relationship with each other. Like them niggas, they've been cool with each other for a long time. So it's kind of like, damn, I gotta drop a diss track on my mans and shit. And so I feel like that's the part where I was just kind of like, I kind of dig it, because I'm like, you know, something like that, yeah, that could kind of eat at you when you only doing this because of, you know, you don't want to look a certain way, or you got a bunch of people in your ear, but in all reality, you really don't got a problem with this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In the NBA, LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony, they're good friends. LeBron James and Chris
Yeah,
Paul, good
yeah.
friends.
Because it's
You
not
know?
it's not like it was it's not like it was hit him up.
Yeah, exactly. People act like something was gonna happen from this shit, like it was gonna go left field or violent or something
Yeah.
like that.
It's not like it was hit him up. So that's the part where I'm just kind of like, my nigga, this is the sport. This is hip hop. It's competitive. This is what it's about. You claiming to be, you know what I mean, be the one and not the two, then okay,
Yeah,
my nigga, like you gotta defend that title.
show and prove. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta show and prove.
Okay. Are you shocked that people jumping up and down on J. Cole's body right now?
Nah,
I
man,
predicted
I'm
it.
not.
I predicted it, yo. I knew it was gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I'm not shocked though, because it's like, it's the internet, man. You know what I mean? It's the internet, man, and the internet always needs something to talk about. You know what I mean? And it's like, the internet. I feel like the internet would be quicker to attack you than when they be to congratulate you on anything. Like, and this ain't me trying to stick up for homie or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, it's like a lot of music, for example, that I hear get put out, and you know, look in the comments and, oh, this mid, this trash. And like, I feel like folks be so quick to do that. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of like, but with him, like, I get it, because it's like, yo, we expecting a battle. you've been kind of like asking for this.
Yeah.
And so when you bow out, it's like it's making folks look at you crazy.
Do you think it's appropriately titled when these people are referred to as the big three? What's that about?
Yeah, I could say that. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. And no diss to homie and nothing like that. But I never really put J. Cole in that.
Me neither.
Like he's
Yeah.
dope. Don't get me wrong. And I feel like the last maybe year or two, if I'm correct, is some of his best rapping. Actually, the surprise album that he just put out was probably some of the best music I heard from him in a long time.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like a bunch of other niggas that could rap better than him and make music better than him. I feel like Kendrick dissed Cole 10 years ago. It ain't the first time. Yeah.
I
Yeah, they
heard
niggas
that. I did hear that. That Kendrick said something to him before, and he let it go. That's what I heard.
well, I can't really speak to that, but I know the Kendrick and Drake shit. That's been going on for a long time.
For a long time. Facts.
Yeah.
Speaking of Drake, what you think about his drop down and give him 50? His response today.
I feel like it was a good little warm up joint. I feel like he was trying to shoot at everybody
He
that
did shoot at everybody. I said he
yeah.
fired into the crowd.
Yeah. I think so. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you though. You gotta do better than that, man. When we're dealing with Kung Fu Kenny though,
He called him Kung
because
Fu Kenny.
yeah, when we're dealing with Kung Fu Kenny, man, like you gotta do better than that. But it's a good record though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's a good record, but like I said, I mean, you dealing with somebody like Kendrick, like bro, you know. But at the same time, like I get it. I feel like he was trying not to do like where he fucked up at with the Pusha T situation. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like Pusha shot with the infrared joint, and then Drake came through with the Duppy freestyle. But with the Duppy freestyle, I feel like he bust all his shots on that. But
Yeah.
he didn't know it was like a bait. And so after that, Pusha T came through with the ill bomb. You know what I mean? And it was just like, nigga, you're supposed to give him a little warm up. You know what I mean? Kind of like how he
Yeah.
did with Meek Mill. Like he dropped the Charged Up record first, and then he came through with the Back to Back. Which me personally, I like the Charged Up record better than
I
Back to
did
Back. I
too.
don't.
I did too.
Yeah,
Think back to back got the reputation for the AR ab line. Great.
exactly. And then it's like upbeat. People can dance to it, or like what I mean. It attracts a certain type of crowd. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. All right. Since we speaking about Meek, I also feel that the way that Rose hopped on Drake ass today, I feel that probably could be rooted. Some of it could be rooted in the Meek Mill situation, but he said on a song that I don't like that you put a cease and desist on French Montana. He
Yeah,
said
he told
things
him what the problem was.
right. I
He
like
told him
Rose.
what.
I
Yeah. He
like
told him,
Rose.
yo, listen. Since we on that, I was gonna me and you was talking on the phone earlier, and I was about to say something to you, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna wait until we get on it. You know what I mean? The
Right.
interview. I think Rose joint. I like his joint better than the Drake joint
I do too. I do.
because it's more like I feel like it's more to walk away with. Like
Yeah.
with the Drake joint, it's like, all right, what was he really saying in there? Kendrick is
It was
short.
you gotta know the history. Like I listened to it 5 times, and then
Which one?
I read Drake joint, and then I was reading in the comments, and I was trying to put together what he was saying because some of the shit was vague and shit like that. Like you got to be like up on what he been doing in the history of what he been doing with these guys and shit. Like he said some line. Something about seven or something like I can't remember. I can't remember offhand, but when he said it, the beat stops briefly and then he keeps going and shit. And people were saying what that was about. So obviously, there's some people that's been following along and can keep up with it. Whereas,
Yeah, me, I'm one of them people. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people that was able to dissect everything that was going on. But
right,
I just felt like I said, you know what I mean? Like he was talking, he sent some shots at the weekend. Um, which that one could get a little like dangerous for him based
Yeah,
off what the Weeknd did for him. Like a lot of people consider Drake's best album is Take Care,
yeah,
right?
definitely, definitely.
Now you know the science behind that, right?
Nah,
With the week involved, like as far as the Weeknd.
I know that he was on it, but I don't know. Go ahead, elaborate.
So the Weeknd gave Drake like a lot of his own debut album, the Weeknd's debut album. A lot of the songs that's on that Take Care was the Weeknd songs.
Oh, those was his records.
Those was
Okay.
his records. And he gave those to Drake. And that's the album that a lot of people say is his best joint.
Hmm.
You know, and that's
That's
the
what it
thing
do.
too. Like that's the interesting thing. Not to take nothing from Drake, man, but we talking hip hop, and we just being for real. We both come from that school. You know what I mean? That's the thing about Drake is like I feel like I'll say two. I'll say that for now. Two of the albums that people consider his best work. A lot of the credit went to somebody else. Like
Somebody else.
t- take care, take care. Like I said, a lot of that was the Weeknd's.
Yeah,
Those was his songs already. He
yeah,
took verses off them, or just let Drake re-sing them and the whole shit. And then boom, and then he came. And then the other joint that people love a lot is if you read this, it's too late, which I like that joint too. But then when all the reference tracks, it was like 7 reference tracks that came out that Quentin Miller had wrote.
yeah. I spoke about that earlier. If there's any type of witchcraft or ghostwriting shit or third party assistance, then it kind of
Right.
damages your
And see,
credibility.
and it's right, and he got a lot of history with that, with having people, you know what I'm saying? And shit, you know, Drake wrote for other people too. But
Right.
and then, you know, but at the same time, it's like when you saying what's his biggest album? But when you saying that you know, you the top lyricist nigga, and then you got other people, you know what I'm saying, assisting with the pen, it's kind of like, yeah, that it disqualifies you. Like
Disqualified.
Future had wrote one of his big records too that Kim, I can't think of the song off top of the head right now. But this shit goes way back to even the best I ever had joint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the nigga Kia Shine from Memphis. He had some writing on that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of like, you know, a lot of that, you know what I mean, is in his cloth. So it's kind of like once I got a question whether you wrote it or not, you know,
Fucks
it takes
everything
away.
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rose was saying that in his diss track, like, nigga, I let you get
right,
on a lot of my records. You know, the joints that was hot. Like he mentioned Stay Scheming and
yeah,
something. Yeah. He was basically saying, you know, kind of like saying, nigga, I helped you. You know what I'm saying? I was
right,
helping you along.
because it was um, you know, some people looked at it like, and this is what Rose was trying to say too, is like giving him um some street cred, like letting him associate with somebody, quote unquote, under that, you know, under that cloth or whatever, like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I like Rose joint. I don't know what this is gonna turn into. I believe more MCs like Joyner Lucas, the lyricists. I think they all gonna start getting in it because the light is on. The light is the light is being shined on this whole little body of energy right now. I mean, Kendrick kicked it off, but everybody want to be involved with this shit. I know they
Right,
do.
but everybody wait on no, you know, the listeners. We wait on the main event. That's him and Kendrick, because this has been going on for a really long time.
Yeah,
And a lot of people just didn't know. Like, you know, niggas been saying, you know how like Nas and Jay, they was sending subliminals until Jay
for
said,
a long
ask
time.
Nas, he don't want it with Hov.
Right.
And that's when it actually came out, like, oh, this about to be something for real, you know what I mean? But it's been going on for a long time though, so it's just like, all right, man, like it's time for y'all. Fuck it, let's get to it. You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
money on Kendrick though, man. If I gotta be honest with
Remains to be seen. I want to hear what he got to say too, Dre. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Like you said, it's the weekend. I know you got things to do. Tell them where they can find you at online and shit.
you, man. Everything PA underscore Dre underscore beats. You know what I mean? Anybody looking for production, merchandise, or whatever, all that shit is in my bio. You know what I mean? Go on my Instagram. go to the link tree or whatever like that. And go in there and shop up with a nigga or just check out some of the work that I got going on.
Yep. Y'all know where to find me at on IG at I am Gully TV _ on Twitter, Gully TV1. Go to the website, therealdribble.com. I think I still got some of these Pillmatic joints in bigger sizes. Let them see your shirt. Yeah, Dre. That varsity shit. You know what I'm saying? Pillmatic 2 on the way, man. Dre, I appreciate your time, man. I needed this, man. I'll give you a call later.
All right, bet. Peace, gang.
Peace. Yeah.